Hi, my name is Victor Bart. This is my Unimog 404 with a diesel engine from 1965. And we don't want to talk about Unimog itself, but let's go into the camper, because I did a lot of work in the last months. Let's show you like a mid-build tour, because everyone shows their build when it's finished. But now let's do a mid-build tour, because then you can see a lot of details and why I did it. So let's start here. Here we have a handle from the boat shop to get in. Here we have my diesel heater. It's an Eberspacher from 1999. I bought it for 100 euros. It works perfectly. There's a fuel pump under the body and it's a 12 volt unit, 2 kilowatts. More than enough for the camper. Let's talk about the kitchen. I cook on induction and this is an induction hob from the IKEA. Only 45 euros. It works perfectly. My fridge is a 50-liter Waco fridge. It comes from a Volvo FH truck and I bought it for 175 euros used many years ago, and they are still new, like 1300 euros. But I changed the compressor that's now on the bottom and made a new frame, otherwise it would stick out to here. But I really like this unit. It runs on 12 and 24 volt. It's just great to buy a used fridge if you can get a good deal. And on top I will make a drawer. This is my old drawer. It still fits in this spot, but now I have a bit more room with drawer slides, so I need to make a new one. In the hardware store I bought this countertop. It's from beech wood and I really like it. It looks super nice. It's like an harder wood and it's perfect for in a kitchen. I gonna keep it this lighter color because that gives a nice contrast with the okume in the back wall with more reddish. And I really like wood colors, so that's the main theme in the colors of this box. So I don't gonna paint things white because I hate white in a camper. And here we have my sink. It's a pretty deep unit. It's not too big, not too small. I think it's perfect for in this Unimog camper. And behind the countertop I made this storage so you can put your dishwashing soap and sugar and stuff like that behind here, so it won't fly around when you drive around. And I extended the countertop to here so it looks really nice. Also on this side I extended it with a little piece, and this pipe, that's my fill hose for my water tank, because here we have a 130 liter fresh water tank inside of the box. And here on this wall I have my SureFlow water pump. It's like the smallest unit that I can find with the least amount of pressure and liters per minute, just to save water. And here we have my accumulator tank, and that is to prevent like pulsing from your water tap. And here we have an extra fuse box for all the electric stuff here in the front of the camper box, and also some extra big fuses to protect the cables that goes to this fuse box. And I will keep here extra room for future upgrades for like water filter, stuff like that. And if I don't gonna install that, I will make that you can just store some stuff here. And this pipe here is for the drain of the sink, and the reason why it goes here in the floor, because I have my subframe under the Unimog and I had to go over the subframe to keep this like the flattest route that the water flows to my wastewater tank that's under the Unimog, that is 35 liters. In the water tank I installed this water sender to see the level of the tank. This wire is for that, so somewhere here on the countertop or around here I will make the meter for it. And the reason why I put the water tank here in the front of the Unimog is for the weight balance. If you put it too much to the rear, you will get too much weight on the rear of the Unimog, and now the weight is around 50-50, so that's a good amount. So my idea is to make this storage unit here removable, so I can get access to my water tank, because here is like the manhole to check it. If I need to remove the whole water tank, I need more space to work on it, and also to service the water pump and stuff like that. I need to have more space. So what I did is make the countertop that you can remove it. So I won't screw it down. So the countertop is clamped behind this frame here, and also supported by this frame. I will make some support here and a little bit support here. And I will not screw the countertop down, just have it here clamped between here. So you can now easily access the whole water tank and take it out for service or work on pipes if you have a leak. And here in the front, in the floor, I made a hole. So if I get any leaks from the water pump or from the water tank, it will flow out of the Unimog, and I will seal it around here, so that if you get a leak, it is contained here and flows out, so you don't have a complete wet camper. As you can see, the layout is fixed. So a fixed bed, a fixed bench and a fixed kitchen. So if I park my Unimog, I can directly just chill out and take a beer and relax. And I don't have to build a bed when I want to sleep, or choose between the bed and the seating, or do all crazy stuff, or have a bed that lowers down, and too much work. I'm just too lazy for that. I have the space to make this layout, and here will be a table, and this will be open, and I prefer it like this. And the box is like 3.40 meters by 193, and I don't have standing height. That's the only downside of this box, but I think with this open layout and like a little stool in front of the kitchen, I think it's perfect. And this will be the bench. I will extend it more over the water tank, but I didn't have that design yet. Some people make complete drawings, measure out everything, make computer plans and stuff like that, but that is not how I work. The way how I work is I have the idea in my head, and I made already a test layout before this layout, where I had like a single bed here, the bench, also a kitchen and the water tank on the same place. So I know the layout is working for me, and I just start building like, okay, I want a bed, so what else do I want under the bed? Some storage, my electric system is under the bed. Make some ideas for myself what I want to develop there, and then I just start with, okay, let's build like a side wall, and then it just develops it in the building process. And for me that works great. For other people maybe not, but I like it. So that is how I design the whole build. I sometimes make like simple drawings to see how deep needs seating to be, how high does it need to be, or like the bed, when you sit on it, that you have like room enough above your head. If you make this higher, you miss that, and then you can't sit here, and then this becomes more cramped. So now I have a little bit less storage, but I have this as a living room. So that is also one thing that you need to make sure that you make the spaces open enough that you can be everywhere in the camper. And now let's talk about the seating here. The seating I will extend here more over the water tank. So it will become like 1.30 meters, maybe even 1.35. So enough space for 2 persons, and with like the table here. But if you are drinking beer with some friends, the 3rd person can sit on the bed, and the 4th person can sit also there on the bed, and then on the little stool a fifth person, so this layout gives room to sit with like 5 people and just chat, drink beer and have a good night. So even if it rains, this box is big enough to have like a good experience with some people in it. It's made for 2 persons to live in, but more can like sit in it and have a good night or play some board games on the table or stuff like that. In this box I don't have enough standing height or room to make an inside shower, so I skip that. But one priority that I really like is my own toilet, and that is here under the seat. This is a Killed-Wick composting toilet and I really love this unit. I used it like last year a lot and it's just amazing. There's a little fan in the rear with an exhaust to the outside so you don't smell anything, and it separates the 2 things you do on the toilet. It's a pretty low unit, but I had to get a lower unit because I don't have enough space for a higher unit in the Unimog, and now it could perfectly fit here under the bench. It doesn't take too much room and it's easy to clean. It's easy to get rid of the contents, and you put sawdust over it when you are done. And this box here, I made it that this is like the sawdust box, and here is room for the toilet roll with some storage under it for more rolls. So it's a complete unit, and after you're done you close this, you put back the seating cushion and the toilet is gone. And in front of here I will make like a super nice okume wood with rounded corners, but I need to order that, and if that's in, this box will look amazing. And around the windows I will make frames with rounded corners. I really like the rounded look of things. I see so many campers online where all the edges are super sharp and straight, and that you think, why don't you get a wood router and just finish the corners, that it's like rounded off like this countertop. I just used the wood router to make it nice, and also here make it round so the sharpness is off it. So if you hit it, it's just not gonna to hurt you, and it looks just amazing. So next to the toilet I have this storage space, and in my previous layout I put a lot of food here, but now there's some electrical components here, so the food storage will be a little bit smaller. Also some fans for the cooling. You will see what it cools later when I open the bed. This is the main control panel for my 12-volt electrical system. This is the main switch to turn everything off or on. This switch is to turn off the solar panel. This switch is for the diesel heater, and I think that is really important that you can reach the diesel heater switch from out of your bed, so you don't have to go out of your sleeping bag to turn it on. And this is just a super simple switch off, and then setting 1 to 4, and no thermostat, no temperature control, no apps, just super basic. Because if it's really cold, you put on setting 3 or 4 and you push in a lot of heat, and then you put it back to setting 1 to have continuous heat. Here I put 2 USB sockets, and here a 12-volt power socket for whatever you want to plug in. This switch is to turn on the fan for the solar controller, and this switch is unused for future upgrades. And I also made like a rounded shape here, and if the front panel is here, I will route it out so it looks super nice. And this wood is the same wood as this, so the very light wood, but I colored it first and then I put varnish over it, and now it looks super shiny, and I really love this darker color.
Solar panel cleaning tip number 1 is don't do it with bare hands. Take a cloth and wipe it carefully.
And why do you need to clean the solar panels? Because I think it looks fine.
No, because now it cannot absorb full solar power.
As you can see, it's not really needed to clean this panel. It was fine.
No, look at my bare hands. It's fucking disgusting. It's gross.
I still need to do the ceiling. I already made the framing here and put a damp shield here. And I need to put the insulation and wooden panels. And I'm gonna use mahogany wood for it. And I'm also gonna varnish it. The mahogany will get a little bit darker than the okume wood. But I think that will look fine. I don't want to have a white roof. I think that is super ugly. And the darker roof, what already is in here with the black paint, it doesn't look too bad. I think it looks great, to be honest. And some people say, yeah, with a white roof it becomes roomier. But I think if you just have a nice box which looks nice with good lights in it on the right spots, a darker roof will look so much nicer than a white roof, in my opinion. And these cables are for the LED lights. I will have like 3 zones of white lights and then RGB programmable lights on the sides, and I still need to design that. I have some ideas, but I need a lot of wires for that to control it, so I put this 13 wire cable in here. And right now we just have this standard LED light, but I will remove that. It's only for working, so we have enough light. And we need to make framing around the roof hatches, maybe put some insulation here. So a lot of things to do, but let's talk about the bed. The fixed bed is 193 centimeters long and 130 centimeters wide, so good for 2 persons. And the mattress is around 11-12 centimeters, and I just made this mattress this week. And a friend of mine told me that a bed and a sleep shop had like a sale of old stock, and I picked up a 10 centimeter mattress topper, so a layer that you put on top of a normal mattress, and a 5 centimeter mattress topper. And I was thinking the 5 centimeters for the bench and the 10 centimeters for the bed. But actually the foam inside is 8 centimeters and 3 centimeters. And this layer around it makes it like that it is taller. When I put the 8 centimeter mattress here and I was laying on it, I was thinking that's not enough. So I put the other 3 centimeters on top of it and I was thinking, oh, that's good. Nice thing about this mattress is that it has this cover, and you can easily remove it. And I will show you some footage of building this mattress. I had to cut the foam on size and glue it together, and this fabric around it will be shaped to the right size that it fits it perfectly. So I have a nice mattress cover that I can put in the washing machine. And now I have 11 centimeters of foam, and this is a nice bed with enough support. And I paid 50 euros for the 8 centimeter foam mattress and 15 euros for the 3 centimeter foam mattress. And the covers with the zippers were all included. I'm gonna glue the foam together, and I found Bison spray foam in my workshop and Asbo glue spray foam in my workshop, and this is heavy duty spray adhesive, and this is just the normal one. And I made a test on those blocks to see if it glues well and if it doesn't eat the foam away. Here I sprayed some glue and it didn't eat away the foam, same as with the test example with Asbo. But this Bison, it doesn't stick that well, and as you can see, it doesn't even pull out from the other piece. So this is not really suitable or not strong enough. I tried to Google this product to see what it could do, and I couldn't find it. This is an older spray can, but it still works. Because if we try to pull it apart, it really sticks well. So if I really pull hard, I pull it apart, but it takes a lot of force. So this is a really good clue for this application with the foam. Make sure to find the right clue and make a test example before you do the big pieces. So the mattress was a pretty good deal. So let's remove the mattress and show you what I have under it. I see a lot of people using IKEA bed slats under the bed or other wooden planks, but what I chose is 18mm plywood. I put a lot of holes in it so the mattress can air out and you don't get moisture in between here with all the possible problems that it gives you. It's a lot of work to drill all the holes, but these are also directly covers for the storage that's under the bed. This part of the storage will be tools and spare parts, so I still need to finish this part and make the wall in front of it. And if we take out the middle panel, in this section will be a really big drawer with big heavy slides, so it can slide open, so easy to access, so you don't have to take the mattress all the time off. Right now under here I stored my speakers and my subwoofer and my radio and subwoofer amplifier, because the speakers will be mounted in the rear, the subwoofer also somewhere here, but for testing I had to store it somewhere, and this is the place for that right now. And here in the rear we have my Phoenix inverter, my big one. I have two inverters. This is a 2000 VA, that is 1600 watt continuous. And this one is needed for the induction cooktop. And I put a 12 centimeter fan here for extra cooling. And that is connected to the relay in the inverter, and I programmed it, and I will make a separate video about that progress, because there's a lot of extra functions in the Victron Phoenix inverters. Deserves a separate video, and this is not a recommended way to place the inverter, but it is possible, and if you have enough cooling, there's nothing wrong with mounting it like this. And if your inverter gets too warm, the thing what it does, it keeps working, but it throttles back. So if your inverter overheats, instead of 1600 watt output, it will become like 1000 watt output maximum. So just force your cooling, and then your inverter is running at like top level. And this panel I still need to make all the holes, but that's so much work. And under here I've also storage for longer items like my tire crane. And this panel I still need to make the holes in it, but that is a lot of work. This storage is for like my tire crane and poles for tarps and stuff like that. So also a storage box. And under this cover, that is where all the magic happens. Here lives my 12 volt system. I have 200 amp hours of lithium from the brand AO Lithium. Really good batteries, I really like them. Here I have my second inverter, that's a small one. I will show you the control panel later because I have a remote switch for it. The battery charger, the 230 volt fuses. Here's the shunt and the main fuse, the big fuse block for like the solar controller, stuff like that. The smaller fuse box for the smaller loads. This is temporary because I need to wire that somewhere else. And all my components are Victron because I think they are the best. Here my solar controller and my DC-DC converter, so while driving I also charge the batteries. I made this rear shelf here and I included USB ports here. This one is a remote switch for the small inverter, and here are the sockets for the small inverter. And the reason why I have two inverters is I already had this inverter and I was thinking, okay, let's use it, because when you're charging camera batteries, laptops and small items, the 375 VA inverter, the 300 watt inverter, is more than enough. So if I have this here, I can charge this on this spot, and with this button I can remotely switch it. I can charge that while driving and then leave the big inverter off and only do like bigger things on it, like the induction cooking, water cookers and power tools. So I already had the inverter, so why not using it? And I think this is a really good way to save some energy and to also have a backup with 2 inverters. If one breaks, you still can make 230 volt. My plan for the rear is to make a big shelf here with the speakers under it and maybe a smaller shelf under here. So all my clothes will be stored on top of here, and also here some extra room to just fill it up with stuff. I think that is perfect for light things as clothes, and also the speakers under it is good for the sound quality. And yeah, I really like the layout that I have now and how the build is going. I really like my current layout and how the build is going. Sometimes it goes really slow and you are really busy with small details, and then you do a big step, and I don't have really a set date when I have it done, but my plan is a little bit like October, November, that the camper is in like a shape that the bed is all done and the seating is working and the kitchen is working, all the electric systems, the water systems are working, so that it is complete. I think a project like this is never really finished. You will always do little more things and tweaks, but the general layout must be done this year. And then I think a really nice camper for 1 or 2 persons. And I have also an outdoor shower system that I need to test out. A super simple thing. So then you can shower outside and do the rest inside. And with the double open doors is also really great that the inside and the outside blends over, and if you have a nice view you really can watch it. And yeah, I'm really happy with this kind of Unimog camper. No standing height, that's the only disadvantage of this box, but some people make this box like 30 centimeters higher, but then it doesn't look good on the Unimog and becomes way too top heavy, so I chose to not do that. And you also have lifting roofs, but those are super expensive, so I chose to not do it. If you like my product and want to support it, you can make a donation on my Ko-fi page or on PayPal, or use my Amazon affiliated links. And if you have questions, leave them in the comments and I will answer them all. And when I'm finished with the build, I will do a new tour, and then you will see all the nice rounded curves and the speakers in the rear and everything like in the right colors and varnished and painted. And yeah, thanks for watching.